the three-headed snake is back. It has been some time back with LSU fan Dan and the Gold Standard Pod. So, gentlemen,
Big three.
Appreciate you guys coming on.
Hey, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five.
Yeah. There we go.
Hold up. You said 6 and 7 too, didn't he?
6 and 7. There you go. Oh.
Come on, LeBron.
Yeah. I'm sure that's going to get the comments going a little bit. Yeah. Nah, but it's great to have you guys back. When was the last time we did this? It was like right after we got Kiffin.
It was either right before. Yes. I don't even know if we had got him yet.
We were, well,
we were definitely talking like we had him.
I think it was like right before we hired him. Like I think we got him, and it was somewhere in there.
It was right around there. Either we had just got him or we were about to get him. One of those.
Yeah. Feel free to kick me out. I just want to see if this is loud.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Got the soundboard going. I love it.
Come on, man. I'm learning. I'm telling you, I'm learning. I'm trying to get right, man. We got some big things coming, y'all. We're gonna do this together.
I love that.
Got some big things
love
coming.
that. Yeah. Love that. No, but I think it's funny, like it feels like so much time has gone by since like even that point.
Yep.
Like the season feels so long ago, and then that whole coaching search saga was like another season in itself. So to be here in March and the dust is finally settled a little bit, and we're kind of just used to Kiffin being our coach. It's interesting times. It's pretty good.
Can we say the dust settled? Can we say that?
I think
just from the chaos that was originally the whole process, I guess it just seemed to die down a little bit.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see that the hate hasn't stopped.
Oh no, man, it's never going to.
You forget about that.
Again, like I said, we accepted that. You know, you can hate us, but you ain't us. You know, we can accept that. Keep bringing the hate.
No, absolutely. We got I think spring ball starts on the 24th, which is
yes, sir.
What is that, next Tuesday or something?
So
yeah, we were just talking before. Doesn't sound like we're gonna get some of that great coverage that we have gotten previously in terms of reporters being able to go into practice and things. But like you said, Gold, it's as long as we get those good results on the field, nobody's gonna care because no one was after we lost to A&M, nobody was like, well, Brian Kelly gives us a lot of access in practice. So
that was twofold. I think he got some leash because he did give a lot of the reporters some access more than what we've seen before. So I think it was twofold. He knew what he was doing by giving the media some leash. So hey, don't come down too hard on me. I think that's what makes the whole Florida thing where it all blew up, right? The whole Florida press conference about we can run the ball because we had one 80-yard run at the beginning of the game where the defense didn't think we were going to run it. That means we can run the ball, right? I mean, I don't even really want to give him too much credence, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Man, forget Brian Kelly, man.
Yeah. Move on. Move on. We don't even have to discuss it.
Dude, man. Got a jewel. Got a gold, big piece of gold in your hand. And you just put it just put it away. Not even trying to refine it or nothing. Like you could have built a dynasty.
He tore his labrum, bro. He tore his labrum. So
that's what it was?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't believe it.
If his golf swing was together, he wouldn't tear.
Who was the player that hit him? Was it Weston Davis? Somebody?
I think it was Weston Davis. Yeah.
He fell down.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, okay. I thought it was the golf swing.
Could have been. The golf could have had some like micro tears, and then that was what finished him.
His Achilles or something with the swing.
It was loose already, so it was waiting to fall off the bone.
You had it all. Like you tell your ex, man, girl, you could have had it all. But you didn't appreciate it.
No, and I think the point of he might have gotten a little bit of leash. There were a lot of the media people did like him. I mean, Moscano still will talk about how much he likes him. So I can get why they appreciate that part of it, but it's a results business, so
respect him.
Is what it is.
Matt be all over the place.
Do you think it's like
he's got his favorites for sure?
Yeah.
Do you think it's like because at Notre Dame, nobody liked Notre Dame, but they were always in the picture.
Yeah.
Everybody knew they just needed that one, like they wasn't athletic enough or they didn't have enough talent. They just had just enough, but they didn't have the speed, the athleticism type. So him coming to LSU, that's why I was like, oh, that's all he needs. If he kept the same system, I don't know.
Well, the most interesting thing, and I talked to my dad about this, and we'll get to the media access thing, but Remember his first press conference when he was like, it may have not been his first one, but early on, he came out with the whole judge me on year 3 thing, right? So
Yeah.
for him to put that narrative out there in the beginning of his tenure kind of lets you know he wanted a built-in excuse from the jump, because I guarantee you won't hear Lane Kiffin come out there and say, we ain't gonna try to win till year 3 or wait till year 3 before you judge me. No, he's trying to go for it this year. And that's what you want to see from a coach. But we were so caught up in the moment of how O's tenure ended with like him just being the teacher, letting the classroom do whatever they want, to somebody that actually had structure, that we got blinded by, oh, this guy talks like somebody's father, or he talks like a professional, when he was just a snake oil salesman too. So I do find that interesting in retrospect, kind of looking back, like the dude gave himself an excuse early on for him to not do anything the first 3 years, basically. And then when year 3 got here, it was another excuse. Then it was the NIL and stuff. Then and then when he got that,
Right.
he had the worst season he had since he had been there. So it was always
He ran out of excuses, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes, he sure did. Like it's a crime for Jaden Daniels 2 years. Jaden Daniels possibly could have got at least to the playoffs his first season starting if we had
Very close.
the
Very
defense.
close.
Now that
They-
Heisman year,
They just had to be
everybody should
average.
locked up. Everybody should be locked up.
They
on
just had to
defense.
be average or below average that year, and they would have made it. But they were just god awful.
If we had this defense, Jaden Daniels Heisman year, we might
Oh,
have win. I'm not gonna say undefeated. But that's a championship year.
Well, why
At least
not?
I think they
get
would have
Why
gone
not?
undefeated.
The
I think
only
they would
games
have.
that they lost were they lost the game that they lost. Was
Ole
Ole
Miss.
It was like
Yeah, they scored
48
like 50 points. We
It was
lost.
like
Yeah.
48-50 something. I mean, they lost because they couldn't stop anybody. It wasn't
couldn't
because of
stop
offense.
anybody, man.
In the
I'm
Bama
like,
game, Jaden got hurt, so I'm not. I mean, he was starting about. He was about to get ready to cook.
He was going off,
He
though.
was
Yeah.
about to get ready to
I
start
thought he was
cooking.
gonna pull it off at the end until he got
He was
hurt.
about to start cooking.
It's just that defense let us down so much that year.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
tough
a
because I can't even look back really on that season too fondly, because I think that was genuinely the most frustrating season I've ever watched. Just
Dude,
because
I
it's
don't
like
know.
you watch the offense, it's like, this is amazing. You got all these stars, and then the defense just immediately squander it. And it's like
Come on,
Look, man.
Brian Thomas.
they didn't win any big games that year somehow.
I'm going to vehemently disagree with you, because this past
Okay.
season was torture.
Oh yeah,
At least we could look. At least we could get excited for Jaden Daniels in the offense, and LSU got
Right.
behind him for the Heisman push. So we was all
Mhm.
after we got to a point, we just was all in on Jaden winning the Heisman. So at least
got
that
you,
made
man.
it fun to watch.
that's
Yeah.
true.
We didn't score. We didn't score over 25 points, guys, this season. But one time in the bowl game. You know how hard
I guess
that
it
is to
doesn't
do?
hurt.
That doesn't
I
even
guess it doesn't
count.
hurt that much to me, because after we lost to Ole Miss and then Vanderbilt, I'm like, oh, okay.
It's over. Yeah.
We're not.
But
what
there
I
was
thought.
nothing to the game.
Right.
But the games weren't even interesting to watch. Here we're
Yes.
talking about we lost to Ole Miss in Jaden's year, and he scored. They almost scored 50. So that was at least fun to watch. We just couldn't
Yes.
stop anybody. This year we couldn't score over 25 points. I mean, that's torture watching a football game, and the offense can't score over 25 points in not one single game. You know how boring that is to watch.
Yes, and we could have crushed Oklahoma's dreams at the end of this season.
Yeah.
We could have won
Oh.
the game easily.
You had
And
a
the
pulse on
offense is-
offense.
Yeah. that was
Like
frustrating.
our defense played their butts off, turnover, interception. After like they held it down, and for the offense to
Yes.
not give anything, that was the toughest for me to watch, because I actually watched that game through and through, because I'm like, we got a shot. We scored one touchdown. It's
It's
game
over.
over. And that was in the
Gave him
third.
the ball at the 1 yard line to start the game. Perk got that
That's what I'm saying,
interception.
like, we had the ball,
Immediately throwing
yeah.
it a pick.
I'm like, bro, I turned the game off and I turned on college football. Okay.
I'll do it myself.
Yes, I'm just
Yep.
ready for this to be over with. Lane, please.
I am looking forward to some post game pods with you guys this year. That'll be,
Oh,
it'll be
man.
interesting.
No, yeah, for
Please.
sure.
I'm looking forward
Please,
to
come on, man.
but Mafia, you brought up a point that I want to touch on. That's kind of interesting. With how Lane's personality is, it's kind of weird to see him be so reserved. And as far as like media access, you would think because he uses the media as good as any coach in professional sports, you would think he would be like all in, like everybody come bring your mom and daddy and bring all the cameras out. But I think he has that ability to turn that switch on and off. So he knows how to placate to social media and the recruiting and all that stuff. But I think when it's football time, he locks in. Like the guys at the guys at the stadium at 4 or 5 a.m. every morning posting stuff. I mean, he's locked in
Yeah,
when it's
every day.
football time. So I think it's interesting that somebody with such a robust and kind of flamboyant personality, when it comes down to the actual game stuff, he's like, nah, I'm cool. Y'all, no, I don't need no cameras in here. I don't need none of that in there because we get in the business. So, what do you guys thought? What are y'all thoughts on that? Like, is that
What
an
up,
interesting
Paul?
dichotomy?
Paul
What's
Jerry.
good,
Yeah,
Paul?
it is interesting.
Man, if I may, I think the reason why Lane Kiffin is like that, because he knows. I hate going back to it, but he knows what he have. Like it's a reason you leave a playoff team. All respect to Ole Miss. It's a reason you leave
Nope.
Ole Miss
No respect to them.
and you and you come here. I agree with you.
Their
It's
fans
just
were
you giving them,
foolish, bro. They
they
fans
are.
are foolish.
Lane Kiffin knows he's not gonna squander this opportunity, man. He can get at least 2 or 3 at LSU before he even thinks about anything else. Because anything after this is NFL talk
Right.
to me in my eyes. So I don't mind him shutting down, media from coming to the camps and the workouts and things like that, having access because he's going to be on every player's butt, like holding them accountable, making sure we're ready year one. Because like you said, I believe he's going to be shooting for the stars first season.
Yeah.
You go out and get the players that you got. You spend the money that you spent. Ausberry just told him, here's the keys. Drive safe, but drive fast, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we can really do this year one to me. So
Yeah.
I know he's going in there, going to work, and he's tunnel vision. Like he sees a championship that he can get here in a hurry. So I don't mind shutting everybody out, just to accomplish this, because this is what we needed in Brian Kelly, what I thought we were getting. But we just got a
Man,
babysitter.
Don't say his
basically.
name no more during this podcast, please.
You know what?
Gotta
You're
do
right.
it. He
You
gotta
know
do
what?
it.
You're right. You absolutely correct on that. I will not. That
But look,
guy.
it-
I will say that guy if I gotta bring him up.
But look, it's super interesting, right? It's almost like the perfect marriage, and I hate to use it because it's an overused term, right? Everything is a perfect fit except for Brian Kelly. Everything's a
Yeah.
my bad.
That guy.
Everything's a perfect fit though, right? Every time this happens, coaches or whatever, but you really do feel the synergy between the fan base and a coach like him because LSU, regardless of what team you cheer for, dude, I'm just telling you, LSU has the best fans in sports. They just do. When you are a winner, the fans will travel to Spain and pack out a coliseum over there at 100,000 seats. They
Do
will.
a vacation.
So
So
would.
so like you said, Dan, he's embracing that. He can feel that, and he's saying, "Dang, all y'all want me to do is be a good football coach." And we like, "Oh yeah, you can do all the other stuff on the side that you want to do as long as when Saturday comes, you put that offense on the field. We're good." And he's like, "Oh, that's all y'all want me to do is what I do good. Oh, okay, we good." So
What
I
else
really
do
do
you
think
need?
it's a I hate to use that because it's so overused, and I know somebody's probably gonna flame it in the comments, but it really is a perfect match between a program looking for a fire to be relit under this program because if we would have went in the next season with Brian Kelly, especially after what happened at Texas A&M, apathy sets in, right? And I think we're going to talk about basketball. So you want to talk about the word apathy? If you have an apathetic fan base, that means nobody's buying the tickets. Guys, if we'd have had Brian Kelly as head coach next year, I'm not even considering buying a ticket. I'm just not even considering
Yeah,
doing it.
absolutely not.
But you got a brand new coach that's well respected, that's got the swag and the fire that Lane does. I'm pretty sure that whenever they go public, they're gonna sell out pretty quickly. Tickets are gonna be very, very hard to get this year, and it's because you got an excited fan base that knows we have a guy that just knows his X's and O's. He's got the personality to match the fans, and again, I just think it's gonna be it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm glad we get to watch.
What's that
Absolutely
word
no.
you said, Mafia? Before what that word you said? Perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
It truly is a
It is.
perfect match.
It is,
He
bro.
looked funny with Ole Miss. He was there for a few years. They were upgraded when they got Lane Kiffin, and I've been upset ever since he's been there. Once I found out that we could have got him before Brian Kelly,
Yeah.
I was like, but again, that guy, I was happy we got him because I'm like, well, he's gonna bring order. He's gonna let these athletes be athletes, but he's gonna keep them in line, business wise,
Yeah.
taking care of business. But he did that, but there was no development, no improvement nowhere. This crazy good defensive coordinator we got in Blake Baker couldn't save us. Corey Raymond couldn't save us. He gave the keys to Sloan. He basically Sloaned us into the dirt. Whatever his last name means. That's not too much disrespect, but that was abysmal. But we are away from that. But the excitement, man, is here for this program. And even if we don't win it all, I'm gonna knock on wood. This next season, it's still gonna be so exciting to go to games, to watch games, to be able to be happy for the team that you root for every weekend, because you know every weekend we're gonna have a shot
For sure.
to do some big things, put up big numbers offensively and defensively.
Yep.
And it's gonna be consistent. We're recruiting. I don't know about spending all that money every year in the transfer portal. I don't know
You won't
about
have to.
bank every year, but
Yeah.
I don't think we would have to. The development will be there. So that's why I believe other coaches, other teams are just so like hating that he came to LSU, because they know.
Yeah.
They would have been perfectly happy with us going with the up and coming coach with this program, or somebody that's not up to par for the job.
Right.
But when you see Lane Kiffin in LSU, everybody shakes in their boots. Nothing but negativity gonna come our way, and we're gonna be happy for it.
It's the place you don't want to see him at. If you're, not a fan of LSU, you don't
Death
want to see him
Valley?
at LSU.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You got to come to Death Valley knowing Lane gonna have something up his sleeve every game. It's gonna be a sight to see. I'm here for it. You see, come on, man.
Yep.
With this cup, you see, I was there at basically our funeral. This is the Kansas State. This is the Texas Bowl.
Oh wow! No.
I went.
I would love to
I
play
would
them
forget.
again. I would love to
Come on,
play them
man.
again.
We only had like 30 players,
Yeah. Shout out to John Trey Kirkland for living the dream.
and it was so many LSU fans there cheering us on, even though we were losing. Just happy, man, to be there and just to support. So when you had that behind Lane Kiffin, come on, man.
Yep.
We here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think one thing y'all were mentioning about a lot's been made about the money we spent on this portal. I think, like you said, Gold, I don't think it'll have to be like this year over year just because of the amount of people you had to bring in.
Right.
But I don't mind spending the money. I mean, we have to get to the place where we're one of the top 5 programs spending money if we want to be an elite contender year in and year out. And I mean, that's what the expectations are going to be. I think I can give them some slack this year. I mean, I think we got to make the playoffs this year. I don't know if I'll go so far as to say, I think we'll win it all, just because I think there's going to be news. My only concern is, as we can start to talk about the team, is the team will be so much different in October, November than it's going to be in September. Just because my only worry is there is so much new, like just in terms of players. Like the team is going to end up being a lot. I think it was like Ohio State was a few years ago, where they brought in all these dudes and they lose to Michigan. They didn't look amazing to begin with, and all of a sudden they get in the playoffs and they're absolutely rolling. Kind of like Miami was this past year. They had a lot of ups and downs, and they got it all cooking. So that's kind of my expectation. You're saying that's interesting. What do you think? Got to be year one in the conversation.
I made an entire episode on my pod about expectations, because it is hard to get expectations truly for year one. And it's not even the LSU thing at all. Guys, have y'all looked at the schedule? We have a really, really tough schedule. This could be a very good football team that still loses 3 games, because you got that kind of schedule. Like that back half where you got like Bama and Texas and
at Tennessee.
I mean, that's that 4-game stretch there at the end. You could go 2-2 and still be a good team. You could go 3-1 and still be a good team. So my only trepidation with setting the expectations at playoffs or bust is simply because, one, you're bringing in so much, right? You're bringing in so much, and it has to go perfectly for all that to amount to I ain't gonna say for it to mount to a playoff push because you got the type of talent that should be competitive and get there. But I think it's interesting that some fans have that. Hey, we gotta make it to the playoffs this year, or it's a failure. I just think it may be a little bit counterproductive to set yourself up to say we have to make the playoffs or this season isn't because Lane isn't going anywhere anytime soon unless an NFL team just comes and blows him out of the water with an offer. This is he's going to be here for a while. So I think yes, he wants to win this year. Absolutely. You can look at the transfer portal class, which y'all talk about the money that he spent. I told him, y'all told him, anybody that covers LSU told him that Lane Kiffin was a portal king. So when he goes out and spends all this money to get a class, why is everybody all up in arms about, oh, yeah, but they spent 40? How much you thought it was going to, how much do you think the number one transfer portal class costs every year? How much do you think
exactly?
It costs?
It's not a problem when Texas Tech does it or all these other schools do it, but because it's Lane Kiffin, because it's married with LSU, it's obviously going to be like that. I mean, they're trying to when the man that we will not say his name went on the Danny Cannell show recently, and Danny Cannell tried to tweet out like it was this big breaking news, like, oh, LSU spent $40+ million. Like, we've been knowing that. We knew I could have told you that's what we were going to spend when we hire him. That's the whole point of him coming here, like to act like that's some shocking thing and it's bad. It's like, well, you were shitting on us when our team sucks. So now we're doing everything possible for our team and program to be good. And now it's a problem as well. Like this thing, the damage time I wrote, people really don't want to see LSU do good because I get it. We have some mouthy fans, but it is what it is. And I would agree. Like I'd take 9-3. I just think the expectations from like the more casual fans in the fan base and from a nationalist perspective, it's like you're spending all this money. Look, I got to see the playoffs. And I can agree with that to a certain extent. But like you said, the schedule is so tough. And I think it all will hinge on that Ole Miss game early in the year, to be honest, because like you said, that 4-game stretch, like A&M, Bama, at Tennessee, and somebody else like Texas. Yeah. Fuck. It's good luck going through that undefeated.
Yeah.
Like we got to beat Clemson, first of all.
I was going to say, you
got to
Ole
Miss game
with Clemson.
Yeah.
Clemson,
if you drop that Ole Miss game, it's like, okay, you got to win like a lot of big-time games, and a lot are going to be away. So
we're not going to drop that Ole Miss game. Like, I can
I
tell
don't see Lane losing that one either. I just don't.
Now. We're not going to. That's the game that we're not going to drop. Now I can go back.
Okay, John, I like it.
Okay, I got you. I'm with you, John. But I'm just saying things do happen.
Right.
Things
John, my point is, John, is not necessarily that I don't think that they're capable of making the playoffs. I'm saying that the schedule is one of the harder schedules in the country. And you got a team that's going to be bringing together, let's just say, an entire new offense, an entire new scheme, an entire new staff. You know how great that you have to be to go, let's just say 10-2. To go 10-2 with LSU schedule, that would be a phenomenal job. And Lane Kiffin is very capable of doing it. I'm not saying that they aren't capable of doing it, so I don't want to put that out there. I'm just saying going into the season saying we have to do that or bust when you see what LSU's up against. Like Cole just talked about that 4-game stretch on the end. I'd be interested to know, John, like, what would you predict that those 4 games are going to be? Are you going to say they're not going to go 4-0? I think they'll be unrealistic.
He might say that.
And I get it. Look, I get it. I'm excited too. But realistically, that 4-game stretch, LSU could still go 2-2 and still be a great team. That's all I'm saying there.
I'm with you. But back to what I was saying, we're basically gonna put Dabo on papers when we play them. Because I do not see anything that Clemson has done in the offseason to make them better than what they were from last year. And you have a new quarterback coming in. I'm blinking on his name, but you have a new quarterback coming in. Cade Klubnik at least knew the system and was an okay quarterback, but now you bring in a new quarterback, basically a new defense, a new offense, kind of like I just don't see us losing to them. So we probably putting them on papers. 3-1, John. Okay.
It's possible, man. But that would be a lot of things going right, is what I'm saying, John. And normally in sports, everything doesn't go right. Is the only point. Is LSU capable of going 3-1? Absolutely, in those 4 games because of the talent and the head coach. But I think would you say it would be a bad thing if they went 2-2? Let's just say they split. You can go 2-2. That's not necessarily a terrible job or a terrible, performance from the team. And like Cole said, between Clemson and Ole Miss, if they lost one of those, I mean, I don't think they lose
Cannot
either one
lose
of
to
those.
Clemson.
I don't
We
think
lose
they
to
lose.
Clemson.
I don't think they lose either one of those games. Let me get that out there. But I'm just saying, you could see where
Yeah.
10-2, 9-3 is probably the best spot. Now 9-3 may get you there. It just depends on what happens in front of you.
Right.
But 10-2
That's what I
will
was
for
going to
sure get you.
say. I think the odds are pretty likely if we're being, I mean, we don't really know, but I think there's a very fair chance they end up 9-3. And like you said, they'd be very good. It'll be interesting to see first year of nine SEC conference games per team. How does the committee rank it? Because you could be 9-3 and you could
You still be
if they do it fairly, like they should, and we should never even move to this 9-game schedule. But if they rank it fairly, which I doubt they will, you would imagine LSU would be right in there like an 8, 9, 10 seed, which I think everyone would take that.
Yep.
If we get to Tennessee unscathed, we have Auburn this year, right?
I'm actually about to pull the schedule up.
Yeah, I
now.
think so.
If we can get to Tennessee unscathed, right? We get out of Knoxville with a win. And that may be a tough game for us, even though I don't think Tennessee that good, but they
this is a rebuilding year for them, but they hate Kiffin just as much as Ole Miss.
Hey,
so
man,
it's
throw all
another
the things
crazy
you want to
game.
throw.
So look,
As long as we get that win, get up out of there.
Here's the schedule just for perspective. You open up at Clemson, then La Tech, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Let's just say those first 4 games. I mean, I think they go 4-0 in those games. But look, what does A&M look like? You couldn't stop Marcel Reed this year. I mean, is he going to be a problem next year? And then you got McNeese, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Auburn. I think they go 4-0 in those. I don't think they're.
Wait, is it at Auburn, right? Or is it?
I think
it is
at
at Auburn. It's at Jordan Hare. Yep.
Could be tricky one as well.
I used to live there. I hate those.
And look, those games are always weird. And then look, the big one that we're talking about, the big stretch in November is versus Alabama versus Texas. The good thing is you got both of those games at home, but then you got at Knoxville and then you got at Arkansas. And we know if you're an LSU fan, you know how it is playing Arkansas in November and December when it's cold and snowy. You guys remember the Harold Perkins breakout game from 2 years ago?
I was there. It was freezing.
I mean, it just can get really it could get interesting is all I'm gonna say. It could get interesting.
It's the thing with all these 9 schedule game, like you're gonna have so many like big time matchups, obviously, but so many like little trap games. Like I don't want to go play at Auburn.
Right.
Like, I mean,
crazy
what if
things happen? Crazy things always happen in LSU.
They're going to be better. I wish we would have played it. Why can't we play them the last 2 years? Now, of course, they get a new coach. I'd rather play them with Hugh Freeze. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Like you said, Arkansas. It'll be interesting. I mean, they got a new coach. Who knows how that's going to go?
Right.
Yeah, it's just so tough to navigate.
Yeah. Look, we're the best fan base. We're also the most emotional fan base. I guess I would just say for LSU fans, I would say just you're going to be competitive and you're going to compete for a playoff spot. I have no qualms about that based on the staff that you have. They are going to compete. But I just think it's really dicey when you say they got to go 10-2 or it's a failure. I'm just not going to take that position of saying that because what if the offense looks significantly better? Defense takes a tad step back, but you can see what's about to happen. Is it still a failure because we maybe didn't go 10-2 or we didn't get to the playoffs, but you can see that LSU is going to have one of the best offenses for Lane Kiffin's tenure. You're going to see LSU's defense going to be at least stable enough to where they don't go back to where they were a couple of years ago, and you can still see progress towards the next year. That's my only point. I would love if they go 12-0 if we talking. I want them to go under.
That'd be crazy.
I want to be realistic as well.
You gave such a mature overall analysis on the season,
dude. I've been there before. I've crashed out.
We were so emotional, and I'm one of the emotional ones because I can see what we can be, man. Like I can see it with that guy. I guess you got to keep bringing him up. We had so much with that guy, man, and we could have did a whole lot better than what we did.
Absolutely.
But you give Sloan the keys and you let one of the best, a Heisman Trophy winning offensive coordinator go to Notre Dame, and you give Sloan the keys, who just, I mean, I don't know if he just lost everything when he became the coordinator, but at Louisiana Tech, they were at least able to throw the ball vertically,
I don't know if
up
he
and
had
down.
it,
They had
bro.
the air raid offense. So for me to see that, and then for this last season, I'm just gonna keep it at the last season. Apparently, Nussmeier was hurt at the beginning of camp, basically.
Who
Okay, we
knows?
all knew that. Why lie the whole season like nothing's going on? It's just beyond me. That just makes it worse on you. Why not just let Van Buren? We losing anyway. Let Van Buren get in there and get some throws in. But it's just the potential, and it's just so much good that I see with Lane Kiffin as soon as he got in here. Like even with the young players we got, man, and Brown and Richardson and the linebacker Breaker, he came back, man. Like we got some pieces that we can develop and get better. Like DJ Pickett is gonna be a beast, man. He was thrown into the fire this past season, and he came out, almost unscathed. He had some broken plays, especially in the bowl game against Houston.
That was really
his,
it. Yeah.
His worst game was the bowl game. Yeah,
Yeah, but I think that's gonna give him fuel. You think Corey Raymond gonna let
It
that
should.
slide?
it should.
Corey Raymond's gonna show him that film, and he's gonna work on it. He's gonna get stronger. He's like 6'3",
No.
PJ
he's like
Woodland.
6'5". He's up there.
6'5". Come on, man. At corner,
It's ridiculous. Yeah. He's a
our
beast.
secondary is gonna be. It can be dominant. Now, how they have the rotations. Cooley is he still gonna be at the slot? Is he gonna still guard the slot? Would you have Ty Benefield playing the star? How you gonna do that? You got
That's what I think.
Spears back.
That's what I think.
Hold on.
I
Is it
think
Spears? Is it still Spears? Did
Yeah,
they change his name?
He's back.
Yeah,
He's back. He's getting better and better each season. That's a 6'3", 6'4" safety. That's actually a ball hawk in my eyes. It's just, and he comes up and makes tackles against running backs on, he hits the hole.
Yeah.
So this defense can be better than last year's defense. You keep Weeks, keep him healthy. Come on, man. We brought in TJ Dotery from Ole Miss. That's a top linebacker. On the D line, you got Prince, Human Yale, however you say his last name. No disrespect.
I just
But
call
you
it
bring
Prince
Prince
Williams.
I can't. Yeah, I can't get it either.
I
It's
just say
tough.
Prince
Human
Williams.
Man, Prince Human Man. You got him at the Purple Rain.
Prince
You got
Human
him
Man.
in here. Bro, like this D line, and the guy from Clemson, the defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Steph Green.
Oh my God. Yes. We actually can stop some people. We stopped people last season. It's just when the offense can give you anything and you on the field all the time, you get tired. Like you think about the games that we missed out on last year that we actually could have won. We could have beat Bama. I know many people don't believe it, but we could have beat
We
Bama.
were right there. That game made me so mad because
Yes.
if they would have did some
Yeah.
of that like trickeration stuff that they ended up doing against Arkansas a few weeks later to like move the ball a little bit, they could have won that game. I was really sitting there begging them to do something because they just ran out. I mean, they finally put Van Buren in, but it was like same old screenplay, same old this, like playing Alabama. Why not do the triple reverse flea flicker? Like, and it ended up working against Arkansas. That's probably why you won the game.
Yeah.
We got a couple vertical passes in that game with Van Buren. We just stopped. And then, he had that QB run where he kind of just slid short. I believe if we would have got that first down, the game could have had a better outcome for us. But
Yeah, he's
again,
gotta
these
go
games that
for
we
it,
missed out on just on coaching decisions and being stagnant on the offense. Again, we could have beat Oklahoma. We really could have beat Vanderbilt, to be honest. Because we kind of had the QB kind of under wraps for a couple quarters, but we couldn't capitalize on stopping them. So they just wore our defense down. Again, Alabama, we could have got them. I mean, it's plenty of games, man. Well, I mean, we were in the Ole Miss game, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
Garrett
defense
threw a
gave
couple
you a shot.
picks.
Picks were
Every
killer
game.
in that.
So
They gave you a shot in every game except for A&M, really.
Yeah.
yeah, A&M is. I mean,
But even that, we were winning at halftime. So it's like,
the
you
writing's
can't tell
on
me we don't have
wall.
the dudes.
We do that, and that's the thing. Like, Lane Kiffin knows. So I'm not giving Lane Kiffin any kind of back talk. Just come in here, do your thing. We should be good. Yep, that's true. That's true, John. We got one of the best defensive staffs here. That's why. Again, yeah, I agree with you. That's why the expectation's so big with me. If we don't got to go undefeated, I would rather us be undefeated because they would hate us so much for that.
That'd be amazing.
But I can see us lose. I can see us dropping 2 games. Maybe Texas, even though I don't think Texas is that good, like everybody's saying. We may, as long as we win the games that we're supposed to win. I don't think we're losing to Bama this year.
I don't think so either.
After that, I mean, you can take your pick on what games we lose, but I think we're going to be in the playoff picture regardless. We're not going to be 500 team or under 500 team.
Well,
this year.
can't be.
That's
that'd be a huge problem.
I can't see that. That's
No, I can't.
that would be
either.
Lane Kiffin like not caring, and we do not see that. Brian Kelly just thought he can come in and babysit. I mean, that guy, he can just come in and babysit, and everything's gonna be hunky dory. Nah, Lane Kiffin, you see the moves he's making on the staff. He brought in the guy from Baltimore Ravens. The
T. Martin, yeah.
Come on, he was with
Probably next
Jackson,
OC
with
right
with
there.
his
Yeah,
MVP
that's what
years,
I
man.
think too.
So that's why the expectations again is so high for us, and that's why everybody is so mad. They can be mad, but as long as we do our thing and develop, get better, get that team camaraderie, we should be okay. Playoff, we are playoff bound year 1, and I'm gonna say that we are playoff bound year 1.
Hey, they can do it. They can do it. They can for sure do it. I think my comments are gonna be a driving force for the comments, and that's fine. Look, all I'm saying is, I know how hard of a line we LSU fans take. It's always this or else, and I'm just saying, for year 1, with all this coming together, it shouldn't be playoffs or else. It should just be we want to be competing for that spot, which we should be, and we're capable of doing. I just don't put the or else part on there, or we better make the playoff. I just don't think you should take that.
Yeah, I'm not on that either. I'm not on that because anything's gonna be better than the disappointments in past seasons. So I'm not there.
Yeah.
No. And I think one of the big things, I think you mentioned it a little bit too, Dan, is I think this defense this year does have an opportunity to be better than last year. Not even accounting for how much better, I should say, the defense could have been last year if they had like the offense doing anything at all, at least holding the ball some. But one thing I want to talk about, we talked a little bit about corners. That's probably my biggest question mark.
I'm concerned about the defense, and it's that.
Just because they didn't bring anyone in, and I do believe in Pickett to take that jump, and I think he'll be really good. And Woodland has been a diamond in the rough for us.
Sure.
But I do worry a little bit. Like, that's the only concern I have because I think up front, you're going to be a lot better than you were last year, injuries aside, with, Prince Udaman or whatever, all the amazing freshmen we brought in, and a healthy Relaford will be massive. Linebackers, Weeks, Daughtery, Keys, that's great.
Zach.
We talk about, Benefield playing the star. I think they also moved Charles Ross to the star. So I feel great. And then safeties, like we talked about, we didn't even bring up Delane's little brother we got from Ohio State. So I thought it was interesting they didn't take anyone at corner. That was something I kind of had penciled in. I'm not going to say I'm not a fan of PJ Woodland. I am. It's kind of like my thing with Keys. Sometimes you can't make up for your height, and I've kind of floated this out there before that I'm like, that could be a little bit of a concern spot, but people, brought up Finney, which, okay, I can believe in. I think he's 16 years old. I think he's 16 years old right now. So it's how much, can we expect? But one guy that people have mentioned to me, from Florida. He came from Florida last year.
Jackson. Corey Raymond's banking on Jakeem Jackson. That's what he's doing.
And there's no one I trust. So the fact that they didn't go out and get anyone, and Corey Raymond's the coach, probably should tell me, okay, we'll be fine. But on defense, that is my only, half concern. And even saying that, I'm not, that scared.
Yeah, same.
There's no big plays. That's it.
Yeah, same. That was going to be my point. You literally walked into it. The Corey Raymond is banking on Jakeem Jackson, right? And so if you go back and look at his profile, he was a top 30 or 40 player coming out of his high school class about 2 years ago. He played really good his first year at Florida, and then he got hurt. So this is a guy with a lot of potential just based on his profile.
And he got hurt beginning of last year.
Yeah,
in camp.
Yeah, he did. He's a little bit bigger guy like Corey likes, especially bigger than Woodland. But Corey is banking on him. But I was actually gonna pose that question to y'all about how y'all felt about that. Because I think they covered everything else perfectly, right? They got D line,
Yeah.
they got two. We didn't even talk about
I mean, you
Jordan
need the
Ross.
linebackers. Yeah.
We didn't talk about Jordan Ross, who's another former 5-star from Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
As well.
Tennessee.
They covered all of the bases. I think Daugherty's gonna be. I think Daugherty's gonna be the guy next to Whit Weeks. I'm with you, Cole. I'm not a huge fan of Devon Keys. It's just the foot speed. I think he's a good old school middle linebacker, but in this pass heavy thing that we're in now, I
Yeah.
don't think he has the foot speed, and that's no
Just
diss to
don't let him
Devon
be
Keys.
in on third and long.
Don't make him cover that.
Don't make him cover tight
6'7"
end,
Vandy. Yeah, that
Yeah.
6'7" Vanderbilt tight end.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Saints need to draft him, by the way. That
Yeah.
tight end from Vanderbilt, the Saints.
Yeah, he's gonna be good. Same with that Houston tight end.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Look, maybe we
I
need
want
to
my
do a
team to
Saints
draft
mock
him, too.
Just that's off subject, but we might need to do a Saints mock draft. If all of us are Saints fans, you know,
I'm
we
not a
might need to
Saints
do a mock
fan.
draft.
I
I'll have
retired
to
a
leave
couple
y'all
of
two
years
to
ago.
that.
Yeah, I retired a couple of years ago. I was a Saints fan, but I just couldn't do it after a couple years ago. I just turned in my.
Okay,
I'm
all
sorry.
right. Well, hey, I would
But
do it on my own.
but yeah, so
Yeah, sorry.
the safety room is going to be interesting, right? Because you got 4 bodies for 3 spots. You got Ty Benefield transferred from Boise State. We got Tamarcus Cooley returning, Deshaun Spears returning, and then we have Fahim Delane, right? That's going to be interesting to see how though that rotation goes. I'm with you, Cole. I think Benefield starts at the star. I think he's a good tackler. He comes up.
They have been raving. Like that's like the
Yeah.
only person I've heard anything about from like the big LSU media people. They have been saying coaches have been.
Yeah,
like,
he was a
raving about
sneaky. He was
Benefield.
a
So
sneaky,
much
sneaky.
pressure on him, man.
He was a sneaky
So much pressure on
pull. Because he was one of the better safeties. He had like 100 tackles at safety. I mean, he's that kind
He
of guy.
is.
So I think with all the other names we got, he might have had, especially on defense, he's probably got the best 2025 season coming into LSU's program. Either him or Daugherty, just based on the stats. So I think he's going to be your star. But where the interesting competition comes in, I think they're going to have Cooley on the field. Your interesting spot's going to be Fahim Delane and Deshaun Spears right there at that other spot. And I think it's going to be good for both of them because Deshaun Spears has all the talent in the world. He just needs to put it together. And I think Fahim Delane is going to be a stud. I think they really like him. The fact that they went and got him after they already pretty much got 3 safeties lets you know how they feel about the talent. They just couldn't pass up on the talent.
For this season,
I know some people were saying that he might play corner, but I haven't seen.
I don't think
anybody
he's
say
got that in him
officially.
based on what I've seen. I could be wrong. I don't think he's got that kind of coverage skills in him.
And I feel like if they were bringing him in for that, like it would have been reported in that way.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't think
either.
that's the. I really do think that LSU's gonna play 4 safeties this year. And I think they find a rotation mid-season somewhere and kind of stick with it. But I think all 4 guys get a lot of burn because you got 4 good safeties.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys on the secondary. You guys on the secondary. It's for me. My only question is, can Lane get this O-line gelling?
That's definitely the biggest overall question mark.
That's
Probably
my
the biggest question mark is your 5 offensive linemen and Sam Levitt's health. That's your biggest.
That's my
question
only
right
question. I believe Sam Levitt gonna come along, man. You know, quarterback is the hardest position to play.
Yeah.
Mostly. So
It's
he
just
gets
injury.
healthy.
It's just injury. I think if he, that's what I'm saying. I think the question about him is more of how does he look after that injury? How bad? Because it's out there, every little sprinkles everywhere, but I don't think anybody's actually said how bad the injury was. So we don't know the severity of the injury. Really, was it a tear? Was it a complete whatever it was? I don't think we really know what happened. It's just been like, hey, he hurt his ankle or he had a lower leg injury that he's healing from. I don't know if we ever got, hey, it was 6 to 8 months timeline or whatever timeline. I never saw any of that.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I think that Liz Frank is just it's not
it's
like you tear your ACL, okay, it's gonna be
Yeah.
like this set amount of time. Like for some people, like I think I'm trying to remember what quarterback who was the quarterback at
Look,
one at Wayne State.
we got an even better example for perspective. Derek Stingley had Liz Frank after his freshman year, and it took him pretty much to get into the NFL to get back to what he was after his freshman year. Because his sophomore and junior years weren't as great as that freshman year. Look, right tackle Look, right tackle. Look, that's interesting, John, because you say that, but Weston Davis was the only returning guy that they brought back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That played at all last year. So they have to see something there. We didn't see it last year, but
Mm-hmm.
No, we did
maybe it's
not.
coach. It's
Oh
got to
no.
be coaching with Brad
Oh,
Davis, John. There's
absolutely.
just too many guys in
Absolutely.
that room to say that every guy in that room stinks. It's
There
just
were
too
4 and
many
5
talented guys.
starters.
Right. That's a room full of top 100 to 200 offensive linemen
Absolutely. And all the other guys that left got picked up by other big
SEC
SEC teams,
schools.
and
SEC
nobody
schools.
had a really good season, you would say.
Right.
So it's definitely something there. And I know for a fact it's coaching because for all 4 years Brian Kelly was here and Brad Davis was here, they couldn't run the ball. Like the only time you look at LSU last 4 years have good rushing stats, you can attribute 100% of that to Jay Daniels
Can't count.
because he had a ton of those rushing yards and he put so much pressure on the defense himself that the other guys were able to get some work in. But besides when Nuss was playing, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I think it was definitely coaching. Davis, I made a video about this. If I had to guess, the starting O line right now would be Seaton. Baugh is from guy we got from Maryland, underrated pickup. Kind of got lost in the shuffle when we were going after Seaton. He's a really good player. I feel really good at one of those guard spots.
Yeah.
Braylon Moore, definitely the center. I think if he stays healthy, we all feel good about that. And then the other two spots, I got Harper from Ole Miss. So he didn't really play, but I looked him up, and the Ole Miss reporters in like their preseason camp were saying they were seeing and hearing good things about him. He could play. Stray, I would imagine, would be the other like competition to Weston Davis, a right tackle, but
Yeah.
he was at Kentucky with Wolford, but he didn't play. So it's hard to know what we have there, but they brought him in, so I would imagine they see something there. And then I keep talking about Solomon Thomas. I think another one of the few guys they brought back that you I would have for sure thought he was gone 100%.
Yeah.
And they brought him back. So could he play guard? And maybe I've heard people say Harper could play tackle potentially. So there's a lot up in the air, but they do have options. So I guess.
Yeah, that's my spotlight for spring camp and going into the next season, off-season camp. Can we get this offensive line gelling enough to make holes for these running backs? Because Harlem Berry, that's Reggie Bush. I'm not gonna hold you. That's Reggie Bush to me. Harlem Berry. Caden Durham. If we can get him, I'm pretty sure now we have the coach in that will get him to be able to read holes. Because believe it or not, this season he actually had some holes to hit. Like he can spring at least 10 to 15 yards, but it's like he just wants to get downhill quickly. The patience wasn't there, but I think with Kevin Smith being here, he'll have him being a little bit more patient, seeing the hole, anticipating the opening and hitting it hard. Because it's like, I know he's been injured most of his career here at LSU. So he comes back healthy, stronger. The sky's the limit for him as well. So we really do have the potential, man, to be an explosive offense, running the ball and throwing. Because the receivers we have, a bunch of route runners and big playmakers.
Yeah.
So that's an exciting part of this. It doesn't matter from Kansas State, Hawaii, from Eugene at Florida. Like he was a beast. Andrew just, again, handicapped people. So hopefully they all, man, just gel, get better. We can be scary. And
I
that's
want
why
to I want to talk a little bit about the receiver room, but before I want to address the offensive line as well. Cole, I agree with you from left tackle to center. I've been hearing some things about Sean Tompkins. From Baylor. I think he played tackle and guard at Baylor, if I'm not mistaken. So I've been hearing some things about him potentially at that right guard spot, and they like how he looked. And I think they bring Weston Davis back to play right tackle, right? But I do think there will be more competition for him. Lane Kiffin was a huge fan of Devin Harper at Ole Miss. I think he had a quote out there about him being one of the best offensive tackle prospects that he had saw. So I think Devin Harper, I think two of those two spots on the right line, well, that one guard spot, I'm going to say Weston Davis is going to be your right tackle starter. So I think the right guard is going to come down to Solomon Thomas, Sean Tompkins, Devin Harper, Those three. I think it's gonna be one of those three guys at that right guard spot. But I think it's gonna be good for competition because you got a lot of competition and we got a lot of able-bodied guys. But I think a lot of that was scheme. I think a lot of that was not knowing what we wanted to do as an offense. We had no identity. So if I'm an offensive lineman, what is my identity in this offense? Am I a road grader? Am I a pass protector? I don't think anybody knew what they were doing on offense. They were just kind of winging it. Dan, I want to address something that you said because I hear this a lot, and y'all gonna think I'm being negative when I say this, but Harlem Berry is not Reggie Bush, not to me, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
That comp was on Harlem Berry as a freshman in high school. I remember that comp. We all do. We followed him. I never saw Reggie Bush. I saw Jamal Charles. I saw a guy with better straight line speed and a receiver out of the backfield, which if you don't remember Jamal Charles at Texas, he was a man-child. He even had a great few years with the Kansas City Chiefs for a while. But I don't see – the reason why I say it's not Bush because I don't see the human joystick that Reggie Bush was. That's the only thing. Straight line speed is going to be very similar. Reggie was probably a little bigger, but I don't see that wiggle. I just think Reggie's wiggle was just something that we maybe have never seen since him.
Video game.
So that's the only qualm I'll say about the Harlem Bear. But I comp him to Jamal Charles.
I kind of put it there because Lane Kiffin was there.
Yeah. Oh, he knows how to use them for sure. He's going to.
So that's why I'm like,
yeah, absolutely.
You put the tandem there, and the running back from Wisconsin, what's his name, man?
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I know people are a fan.
I made a big video about not a big video, but I made a big post about him. If you
that's a big pickup, man.
Look, LSU hard nosed 3rd and 1, Jacob Hester kind of running back. That's your guy. I'm telling you,
he got some wiggle too now.
He's gonna surprise people with the amount of
Wisconsin highlights of his.
Yeah,
he got a little wiggle, but he's more straight line. He will put his. He's not a huge running back, but he will put his shoulder down. To get the extra yard. So that was a big pickup.
Yeah, people will be surprised at how many carries that Dylan Jones is going to get this year. I'm telling you, he's going to get some valuable touches on those short yardage situations, goal line situations. He's going to get a lot of touches. But one more thing before we get to the wide receiver room, Cole. Caden Durham, his biggest thing for me, Dan, is health. He has not been the same since that ankle injury 2 years ago. He just hasn't been the same type of back. We saw how special he could be. Go back and watch the South Carolina game his freshman year. He basically won that game. We probably would have won more games that year if Caden is the starter out of the gate in game one. Because remember, game one, it was John Emery. It was what's the other guy's name?
Is it Jack?
It was John Emery. It was
Josh Williams.
Williams.
Yes, I like that running back though. But it's like he had a fall off. Like when he was with Jaden Daniels, I guess because Jaden Daniels, he opens the field. So he was hitting he was getting some big plays in for us at running back. Williams, is it? Was it Williams? What's his name?
Yeah, Josh Williams. Yeah.
Josh Williams. He was getting some big plays in for us with Jaden Daniels. But when Nussmeier was there, it's like, well, Nussmeier not gonna keep it. Right. So I guess it's more commit to the run on the running back with him. So he kind of had like a little dip as far as his carries and the production. So it was a little fall off, but it's going to be a lot of improvement if we get that offensive line.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think one thing you said earlier, Dan, that I think is true and will help Durham at least is there were definitely times last year where, you run the tape back and Durham had some holes.
Yeah,
the rare few times there's something was up, he kind of missed. I think that's honestly just how times running backs are getting the ball and there's just completely blown up. Their immediate instinct is like, I'm going to have to shoot the other way. So I think that could be part of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and with Kevin Smith, he's had a great track record recently of running back. So I'm excited for Durham too. Like you guys said, the Wisconsin running backs definitely going to get some short yardage carries. Even some of the other guys we didn't talk about, they brought in like Gainey from Charlotte or something, brought in another kid from Utah. A lot of talent back there. A lot of
Gainey's a speed guy too, I believe. I think Gainey has some speed with him.
The guy they brought in from UCF, I think, is Stacy Guy.
Yeah,
he was pretty good. He's an IMG running back, so he was really talented coming out of high school as well. But yeah, I think the running back rotation is going to be Barry Durham and Dylan Jones in certain situations. But you do got other guys in that room. Look, we were down to putting Jawan Johnson at running back. So we've gone from playing a guy out of position.
Where did he end up? Where did he end up?
I haven't. God, I was just messing with my.
Let me look it up.
I forgot, man.
But
I felt like they kind of did him. I feel like the staff did a couple kids wrong with like can't figure out what position to play.
They just did that.
They just stuck him there, man.
My thing with Jawan
like
is that there was just so many carries where I felt like they should have gone to Harlem Berry. And
Yeah,
absolutely,
like,
that's the other thing.
They
Frank has his favorites.
I feel like he went somewhere east, like Maryland or somewhere weird like that. I don't know.
Well, I'm about
It's
to
not
tell you.
Maryland. It's not Maryland. It's somewhere. I wish the best.
I'm about to tell you. Let me see this.
Look, I think another interesting position group while you're looking for that Mafia. I just talked about this recently on my channel the other day. Like the wide receiver room is going to be very, very interesting.
So much in the air
because you got it's good and bad though, right? So we got a lot of question marks. Who's going to be the number one? Who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be your third down dependable guy? Who's going to be your big play guy? I said for me that Jackson Harris is. I think Jackson Harris is going to be your big play deep threat guy. And Dan, you said it too earlier. LSU's wide receiver room is full of yak. If you look at the yak, if you look at the yards per catch, all these guys are high teens, and most of them are 20. So I think J.C. Brown from Kansas State is going to be phenomenal. I think he's going to be your Z. I think Jackson Harris is going to be your X, and I think Trey Wilson is going to be your slot guy. I think he's going to be your slot guy. But I think guys like Winnie Watkins is going to play. He came from Texas. He knows the system. He's going to play. But watch out for Corey Barber, the newly minted 5-star out of Alabama, my state where I'm at. They absolutely love him. They absolutely love him. I think I saw reports that he was even taking punt returns the other day. To put a freshman back there and even considering him taking some punt returns,
the speed, man.
They trust his hands, and he's got some. I mean, his highlight film is you put it on and you just see, it's quick, it's sudden, it's there for sure.
He went to Syracuse.
That's
where he went.
There you go. Oh, Dino.
Follow this boy.
Three-headed snake. We back.
What's happening? Sam Booty, is that or Booty, as I should say? I'm sorry.
Either one. It's Louisiana.
He'll take either. He'll take
Booty
either.
on the carry. Yeah, man, this receiver room, man. Can I throw a name out, man, that I think Lane Kiffin brought him on just to see. Like, I believe Lane Kiffin really sees something in this guy, but I think his last name is Mothershed.
Oh, yeah.
He's my sleeper.
Troy?
Yeah.
He's your sleeper?
Yep.
I watched that video. I'm tripping.
6'5".
Yes.
Big
Roman
Mothershed.
Yep.
He had some flashes at Troy.
We back.
Now, with this staff, the development should be crazy. I've seen a few highlights of his again. You know, I try to do a little research when I come on, in front of this camera, but I see a lot of potential in him. Like he can really
wiggle. He's got wiggle too for 6'5". He's got like he seems like a technician. If you watching the same Troy practice stuff that I watch, he seems like a technician at 6'5".
He wants that route running and that catch. He wants to get the ball at a high point.
Yeah.
And get the like you said, get the yak. He wants to catch that ball, put his shoulder down, make some moves, and get upfield quickly.
Yeah, that's my sleeper.
That would be a Megatron type player if he develops and gets to where he needs.
You mean we're gonna have two? We already got Megatron.
Yeah.
We got Trey Ed Green, baby. We already got Megatron.
What would it hurt?
It won't.
Because
but look how we hadn't even talked about him. How happy is he to be in the Lane Kiffin offense? You saw what Lane did with, I can't think of his name, maybe Daquan Jones or something, the big tight end, that killed us on the big fourth down that they ran last year, and he's wide open for 20 yards.
He was just at the right place at the right time every time. I'm like, every clutch play that they needed, they were going to him.
Yep.
I'm like, do we not see this big guy?
Green.
Come on, man. With more speed.
Right.
More athleticism.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. If Trey Diaz get his route running together, it's over.
It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up being your wide receiver one, basically. by the statistics because I think Lane is like slobbing at the mouth to have a guy that's that athletic, that fast at 6'7". He's gonna be a matchup nightmare.
You not putting no linebacker on Trey Dead.
You can't put anything on. You can't put a backer. You can't put a safety because they're too small. You can't put a corner because they're too small. You can't put
every corner. It's no corner. You got to put DJ Pickett on him.
That's what I'm gonna say. DJ Pickett,
he's too skinny.
Yeah, and he's on our team. You it's nobody can cover him.
No one else like him.
Hold him. Is what you better do.
It looks like with the offseason videos that LSU's posting, looks like he's taking more of a leadership role. Like I seen one where they were doing the walkout, I guess the other day.
Right, he's right up in the front.
He was front.
Him, Harlem Berry.
Yeah, I saw those two
who
for
else
sure.
was out there. No, but I think it'll be interesting. I almost think they're going to use him like Jimmy Graham, like he's just basically going to be a receiver because I think we've done the thing for a little bit now where they used him a lot in line last year, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of just wasting time. Might as well stick him outside. I think we've talked about this before. It would drive me crazy how the offense could never figure anything out, but we had the best play in college football last year. That one where they would on the goal line. Remember how much we could never score a touchdown in the red zone? They would stick 5 dudes on the right and Trey Des Green on the left.
Yeah.
And it would work every single time. He'd either catch the fade or a BPI. I guarantee you're going to see that play again. Yep. And I think back to Mothershed, why I think he's so interesting because he didn't I posted his from highlights from his Twitter. He didn't really play at Troy, but like we said, his highlights are insane from the practice. And he was at that Kansas JUCO before that was on Last Chance U, and he has some highlights from there that are pretty crazy as well. I think because he's so physically gifted, because like we said, like Winnie Watkins, Wilson from Florida, the kid from K-State, like they all have like similar type body. We didn't really get like a massive, prototypical X receiver. I think if Mothershed could develop, he could maybe some more than other guys on the depth chart around him. He could have a chance to play early because he's that jump ball X receiver. And if he's not, then you have Trey Des Green, so it's fine.
Yeah. I think the only guys over 6'1" in the room are going to be Jackson Harris at 6'3" and him at 6, and Mothershed at 6'5". I think everybody else is in that.
Right. And even Jackson Harris, he's a deep threat. I don't know how much he is like a throw it up, just go get it type guy.
If you look at his highlight film, he makes some of those catches. I'm not saying he's that guy, but he's very capable of doing it. You don't know how to scale it because he's at Hawaii.
Right.
But he's capable of doing it. But I agree. We all have talked about Mothershed. He wouldn't surprise me if he becomes a playmaker. And the thing that LSU fans have to take into consideration, because a lot of these guys, if you look at the wide receiver room in the breakdown I just did, a lot of them don't have crazy stats. I think between J.C. Brown and Jackson Harris and Trey Wilson, who I think will be the top 3. Between those guys, they may have like 4,000 career yards all combined in the years that they played. But the thing that you as an LSU fan have to remember is that we didn't know who Stripling was before he got to Ole Miss. I can't think of the other guy out there, but we didn't know who either of their receivers were before they got to Ole Miss. We did not know who Keywan Lacey was. He was buried on the depth chart over at Mizzou.
Yeah.
We didn't know who he was. So you have an offensive staff, and I think the thing that had LSU out of whack is that we were so bad at transfer evals, especially on offense. We just took some really bad evals. We didn't eval, but this staff knows how to evaluate. They know what they're looking at. They built a juggernaut on offense over at Ole Miss with players that nobody knew. That was the peak of what they could get, was the guys that they were getting. Lane can surpass that. I mean, he could surpass that with the amount of support, money, resources, whatever you want to say. He's going to be able to get players that are exponentially better than the ceiling he had over at Ole Miss. So be confident. And even though you see these guys and they don't have, I just told you, none of them had like this 1,000-yard season. I think Jackson Harris had like 985 or something last year with like 12 touchdowns. But none of these guys have had one of these 1,500-yard, 12-touchdown seasons to where you just know that they're the number one coming in LSU. But I'm telling you, Lane recruits on archetypes. It's almost like NCAA football, college football. He recruits archetypes. He likes really fast, shifty guys or really big physical guys. And he has that in his room. Maybe not so much for the physical guys, But if we're gonna count Trey Dez as a wide receiver, then you got that covered because you got
I believe he's gonna
6'7",
be out
six
there.
five, 6'3", and I do believe he's gonna line up on the outside at times because he's that talented. So have confidence that you got a staff that isn't just they're not just out taking bodies. And I know some of this stuff. Look, even we're gloating on Dylan Jones. Dylan Jones had like 300 yards rushing last year. He was a starter for Wisconsin at one time, but he got hurt. But I'm telling you, some of these guys, not every single guy is going to be Stribling or Keyone Lacy. I'm going to go ahead and get that out there. So I'm covering myself. But I'm telling you, some of these guys that we're talking about, the Dylan Joneses, the Roman Mothersheds, these guys are going to step up and prove these evals correctly. That's just how confident I am in Lane and his staff.
Yeah, they did their thing. They're doing their thing. Like it's crazy how hype I am for the upcoming season. Like I said, man, we're gonna have so much to be happy for. And I know my emotions are gonna be up and down. I'm not gonna be
That's
doing
Part of
too
being a
much
fan, though, that makes it fun, man.
I'm
It's
not
part of
gonna be
being a
doing too
fan.
much drinking next season because they could become dangerous while watching this football team. So
Why not? Why not?
it's just the faith that I have in Lane. I drunk because I was sad.
Yeah.
This past season. So that guy really had me.
He really had us messed up.
It's just the heartbreak of the whole thing.
I want to get a thought from both of y'all. It's like transfer portal. Biggest like overall surprise on offense and biggest overall surprise on defense. And I'll give you guys mine. I won't pick the obvious one because one of y'all is gonna do it, obviously. But there's a really interesting thing I want to throw at you guys as far as like I can't believe we did this on offense.
Are you gonna go first? You want us to go first?
Y'all go ahead.
Do you mean like addition or
It could
just
be
like
it could be anything. Maybe somebody that you didn't think they were gonna get, or a position group that did really well, or whatever. Just like a surprise thought as far as like the offensive transfer portal class, and then the same thing on defense.
go ahead, Cole, you the host.
All right. On offense, the one that was surprising to me was Seaton, just because that was all a bidding war, and that's historically something we have been very against. And maybe originally a couple years ago, I think we were as a organization, as a program, pretty against like not getting into those
BK
type of
said
kids.
it. Yeah, he said it.
And then this past year, I think we were more for it, but we just got priced out in a lot of negotiations, I guess you call it. So the fact that we went dollar for dollar with all the big boys and weren't afraid to, pay quarterback money for a tackle, which, thank God we did, because talk about question mark. If you don't have Seaton at left tackle, we're talking,
That's what I'm like,
60% of your O-line is
And
a
I'm
big
still
question mark,
like-
which then, yeah, exactly. So, but to have him on that side anchoring it is huge. So I was surprised that we went out and did that. Maybe not surprised because that's kind of the whole reason Kiffin was coming here, but
Right.
it was just kind of weird to see us win one of those, that everybody wanted him. I think he was probably the most sought after player in the portal, arguably, because you don't
Absolutely.
get that bona fide first round future tackle ever enter the portal. So defense, I would just say the amount of guys they got on the D line. Like we didn't really touch on it. We mentioned the Clemson kid. I mean, more so inside because
Yeah.
you're going to get the kids from Ole Miss like Prince and everything. But I know that Clemson guy we talked about earlier, I think Zach, who was in here earlier, he has friends from Clemson who they said he was so underrated for them last year.
Yeah.
He was a really good player.
He played a good bit.
Him. Same with the Auburn. We didn't even talk about him. We got a D tackle from Auburn that did really well last year.
He's pretty good.
Plus, I didn't think we would do that just because you're bringing in these absolute studs in this freshman class. That's why I think the defense, if corner shakes out, like I think they hope it will, could be very elite. Because that was kind of the problem last year when Relaford got hurt up front. I thought Patrick Payton. I'm like, this dude's a fucking beast. And then Relaford got hurt, and you never. I think once you were able to key in on him, because Pyburn can't really rush the passer very well. Carpenter is just not that high level type player.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt the defense, honestly, because I wasn't seeing getting a lot of interior pressure with like Gooden. Exactly. So I was surprised they were able to go out and get so many. One, I was surprised they went out and got those people because I would have figured you're pretty good there. And then two, they were able to convince them to come up, to be honest.
Yeah, mine, man, it's not gonna be too exciting, but on offense, I'm gonna have to give a reason because I'm really surprised that we actually got Sam Levitt.
Okay.
Only because I thought we screwed up
Yeah,
when we
same.
got
With the
Desmond
Demond Williams
Williams.
saga.
Yeah, or Demond. I'm sorry, I said Desmond. Demond Williams. But again, at the same time, I thought Kiffin was gonna come in here and get an up and coming QB that has the same, type of athleticism and arm as Trinidad,
Yeah.
and just go from there.
Yeah.
And just, with the defense that we were building in the transfer portal, I'm like, well, Lane gonna go this route here, get the weapons around this up and coming QB. I really didn't see us going after a big name, stupid me, and knowing that we were capable. But Sam Levitt has to be the surprise pick for me, even though I shouldn't have been so surprised, man.
Yeah.
He was on campus at the game that we lost, I believe.
Yeah.
But
Basketball. And Lane's over there on the phone with Demond Williams.
yes, he like,
you
oh,
coming?
hold on, Demond, you trying to what you trying?
coming?
I'm like, oh well, that's over with. We're gonna have to rely on some Division
Exactly.
3. Got to rely on Clark to get, Clark. I believe he's gonna be good too. But that's my pick offensively. I just thought we kind of screwed up with.
No, real quick before you go to your defensive pick, I think
Go ahead.
you saying that and me saying Seaton just goes to show like the mindset of the fan. Like we're not used to being able to get the top guy the last several years, which if you think about it is ridiculous because if you ask all of us, the last couple of years, is LSU a top 5 program in the country? We would say absolutely, but we just never I remember every time like someone be in the top 10, I'd be like, oh man, really hope LSU can at least get a visit, and we wouldn't, and it'd be like very frustrating. So I just think that goes to the psyche. Like it is a little weird seeing us be able to reel in all this top end talent when it really shouldn't be.
Yeah, we always have to, we had to rely on our home cooking, with us recruiting, because even with Leonard Fournette, I'm reaching way back. It's like we knew he was going to commit, but
Did we?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't remember the savings in Texas with Leonard Fournette stuff?
Yes, I do. That's why I'm like, even with the safety Landon Collins years back, again, I'm reaching years back.
5 for 5.
I remember I'm looking at the TV like I used to be on the Under Armour All-American game. Like I went to one.
That was the best.
I just knew we were getting Landon Collins. His mom was sitting by him, everything. Like she had the LSU stuff on,
right?
Clothes. He picked Alabama, and I just was so sad, man. I'm like, Nick Saban can just take anybody he want to out of Louisiana, and they go to Alabama. So I was worried about Leonard Fournette, but he did commit here. But home cooking has been good for us. It's just the coaches that we have at the time. If it wasn't the Ed Orgeron era, we had some bad times with the Les Miles era. I'm not gonna lie. Like we had some really down seasons with Les Miles, but our defense was always good. But he just loved running backs and O-line. We had superstar receivers, but if we had the passing mindset we have now, then y'all, like, I don't want to go there, but we would have at least 6 or 7 championships. I'm over exaggerating. But when you have Odell Beckham, Landry, Mettenberger could throw the ball all the way down Highway 290. I'm out here in Houston, but for us to just rely on the run with Mettenberger, Alabama knew that we were going to come in I formation and run the toss right left. When you got Mettenberger, Odell Beckham, Landry over there, but I digress. But I'm gonna get to my defensive pick. I'm sorry for being so long-winded on this subject. It's just LSU could be so much bigger than what we are. But the fact that we're this big, you see the potential that we could have been. But on defense, I didn't think we were going after him, but he was somebody that I would talk about with my friends from Ohio State, and that's Fahim Delane, because his brother was here, and I don't like Ohio State, but we got Delane. And his brother plays Ohio State. So I'm like, man, if we get him and develop him, like he got some playing time this past season, he can probably be something. And to see that I didn't even know we were looking at him. Yep. It was just somebody that I saw that was available. And I'm like, we get him. That's a future prospect that can be big time for us. And for him to commit to us, I'm like, okay, I don't know if God's listening to me or what. When we got him, I'm like, okay, yeah, me and Lane are on the same page. I can fully trust this guy. I don't know if we got some kind of mental connection or something, but
It's the voodoo.
his evaluation, man, is above the roof. So you can trust Lane and his staff. Like you said, they get no name. I'm not gonna call them no name guys, man. They work hard, but people that we're not looking at, to think that they're big play guys or clutch guys that make big catches. But again, you see Ole Miss offense in the Sugar Bowl against Georgia, making big play after big play. And the announcers will always say, like, this was a transfer from here, from there. Like, you wouldn't think, but again, man, it's the trust with me, with Lane and this staff, this team, is there. Like, I don't doubt anything. We can really do some big things this year. And I'm just so happy the team is coming together. Now we get this camaraderie, we put in the work. We should be fine, man. I see a 10-2 season. 10-2. I see a 10-2. We're gonna beat a team that nobody thinks we're gonna beat. I believe we're gonna beat Texas. That's the team I believe people just know gonna beat us. I believe Texas is gonna come into Death Valley and their dreams are gonna die, like Les Miles has said. They got Cam Coleman, but Cam Coleman is a heck of a receiver. But he did have a lot of drop balls. He did have a lot of, miss blocking assignments. So he has some faults, as everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm not that big on Coleman. Like, I wasn't like, we need to go get Coleman. I wasn't that guy. I know the talent there, but we should beat Texas in my eyes. Now, as long as we beat everybody that we should, like Kentucky, Auburn, we beat them, I believe we are really going towards a big push in the playoffs. So my belief is just up here, man. I just believe we can win it all next year. Whether
Okay.
it's 10-2 or 9-3.
Shout out something else that you touched on before I give you guys my surprise. Shout out another guy you left out of that offense back in the day, Zach Manberger, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., and Jeremy Hill. That was the first time SEC school had two 1,000-yard receivers and a 1,000-yard rusher in the same season. Shout
I
out
didn't
to
forget
Jeremy
about
Hill.
him. I didn't. Like, the run worked. Like,
He was a monster. He had a
the
monster
run game worked.
against like
I'm
A&M,
just
I think.
saying, like, if we incorporated that passing with that running, like when we play Bama, they just know we're gonna run the ball mostly.
Yeah.
So that kind of hindered us in most matchups against Bama or bigger games. Like, they know Les Miles likes to play the tough,
yards
gridiron,
without a
old school game. Everybody else passing on us, but
Yeah.
we just run the ball 3 and outs. If they stuff the run, we off the field.
Yeah.
So again, it was just, it was just the potential. That's all. But I love Jeremy Hill.
Yeah.
I love him.
I'll address my surprise, and I think I didn't hear anybody talk about this, and I felt so special because I was the only person talking about this on offense. It was crazy for Lane Kiffin to go out and pull Husan Longstreet from USC.
yeah.
The guy is a future stud, and he convinced him to come into LSU after getting Sam Levitt and getting Landon Clark. He had two quarterbacks committed and got another top 5 quarterback out of the portal to come and say, yeah, I'll most likely ride the bench this season. But I think he has a bright future if we can keep him locked in, which I think Lane will. He's a quarterback of the future. LSU's never had that quarterback of the future, that kind of guy that was just undisputed, the guy since Ryan Perrilloux, and we all know how that ended. But I'm talking about a guy that was young, a freshman, a sophomore in the room that we knew was about to take the reins and have that kind of potential. He was a 5-star out of the recruiting class. You basically got a 5-star freshman basically coming into the program that's going to have a year under Lane in the system, that's going to be ready to take the reins if Sam Levitt has that wonderful year we think he is and he goes to the league. Hassan Longstreet was a huge pickup to where Lane doesn't have to worry about going back in the portal and going to get another $4 or $5 million quarterback next year because you already have the incumbent guy on the roster. That was a huge pickup. That was a huge pickup. And then for defense, for me, the thing that I didn't think was going to happen that happened was one of my guys talked about it earlier that commented. They got Blake Baker to come back. I mean, it was all at one point. It was all but convinced that he was going to Tulane. They were about ready to announce it. The ink was about to get ready to dry, and then boom, Lane said, "Nope, I'll make you the highest paid. DC will give you a raise." So that was huge to have him coming back. And the reason why I say this is because Now Lane didn't have to worry about the defense at all. He didn't have to worry about the defense. And another big sleeper underrated pickup for this staff, and some people will laugh at it, but I'm telling you, Chris Kiffin knows defense. Look at his resume. Before you just say he's Lane's brother, look at Wikipedia. Go and look
Oh
at
yeah,
all
oh
the
yeah,
stops
yeah,
and go and look at all the stops in the NFL. Go
yeah. I
and
was
look
saying
at all the
NFL,
stops.
yeah, college,
Back in the
yeah.
day when they had that Robert Kendici Ole Miss defense and they were good, the DC was Chris Kiffin. The DC was Chris Kiffin. He's coached D line in the NFL. He's coached linebackers. He's coached safety. The guy knows defensive football. So that's another sleeper. I'm gonna say Blake Baker and Chris Kiffin kind of sleeper guys because we know Blake's probably gonna be gone after this year. You're not gonna get him to come back again for another
Probably.
year. If he has a good year like he did this year, you're not gonna get him to stay. You're not.
No,
I don't think you get him.
no.
I don't think you get him to stay twice. I don't. Now, if there's sucky jobs out there and he just don't want to take a sucky job, I get it. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, I think he gets a job that's worth leaving LSU for. I think he'll get another offer this offseason that's a little bit better than Tulane,
Yeah.
and he won't be able to turn it down. So I think Chris Kiffin will be the incumbent DC, a guy that's got great experience, a guy that's been around the NFL, a guy that's been in the SEC, a guy that coached different spots. Don't sleep on him as potentially your next DC.
Okay.
No, that's a good
Clemson
shout.
better call Blake Baker. I know that. Clemson better call him. Oh, okay. I hope so. I hope so, Sam Boute.
That would be
I hope
nice.
so, man. I hope so.
Said when we win the Natty, you won't be back. Yeah,
I don't think he comes back, John.
I don't think he comes back either
out of
because I think the defense is not going to be bad. I think we can
Right.
all agree about that. So that would be
Yeah.
the only thing preventing him from getting the opportunities. And then you can think ahead of some of these jobs are probably going to open up. Or if we have a good year, he would be like a Florida State or South Carolina. So
Yeah.
South Carolina would be interesting. I wonder if he would leave for that just because I feel like that's such a hard job these
Yeah.
days. But
I think he's smart enough to know where he can go, where a place where at least we
Right,
have a shot where he can recruit. So I don't think South Carolina would be that type of job unless they just say we're gonna give
We're
you
gonna
the cover,
give you all this
on
money.
NIL.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
maybe.
I agree.
I just don't want to think about that.
Well, look,
We don't have to.
I'll prep you. I'll prep you and LSU for this, and LSU fans for this. What's my guy? Charlie Weiss Jr. and Blake Baker will not be your coordinators for the 2027 season. They won't.
Probably
Sorry.
not. Yeah.
Charlie
Pretty
Weiss
rough.
is probably going to be in the NFL next year.
Pretty rough.
Blake Baker's
rough
probably going
thing.
to be a college head coach next. But again, Lane is smart. T. Martin hire.
Right.
Chris
That's
Kiffin.
probably your
He-
next OC.
He knows how to put ducks in a row.
Absolutely. Nope. I think we covered the points there. We got a good discussion on football. I think before we wrap this up, just gauge because I don't think we're all like diehard men's basketball fans in here. But what are you guys' opinions of what should LSU do with McMahon? I put out a tweet last week that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I got one more football thing before we get to the basketball
Okay.
thing, and it's a surprise. I'm throwing it on y'all. We didn't talk about this before, but this
Okay.
is kind of random LSU football thing. Each of you guys give me your Mount Rushmore of your favorite LSU football players all time.
Ooh.
All time?
All time.
That's hard. I got
Well, how
like
many
two
people are
of
on
them.
Mount Rushmore? 4 or 5?
4 people.
4? Shit.
Come on, man.
Well,
Go ahead, Carl.
I haven't been an LSU fan for the longest, so mine will be relatively
That's fine.
recent. I gotta go Joe Burrow, obviously. Gotta go Jane Daniels. 2 Heismans. Man, it's tough. It's tough.
You got a guy's jersey behind you that should be on there too.
Yeah. You definitely gotta put Tyrann Mathieu in there for
Honey
sure.
Badger.
Last one, I really loved Jamar when he was at LSU, man. He was so
yeah.
good.
That's a good for.
He was
The
such a
swagger.
beast, but it's like hard not to. How do you not put Justin Jefferson even on
Yep.
that team? Like you could put Stingley up there. He was that good for.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have to probably go Jamar. He's one of my favorite LSU players.
What about you, Dan?
For me, Joe Burrow, of course. You know,
Okay.
you just can't deny that. That's like the best team ever.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody else got to say. 2019 Tigers are the best. So Joe Burrow is on there. I want to say Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay.
Just because I just love watching him and Landry, but he was just, I mean, they were still, to me, underused that year. But Odell Beckham Jr. I want to put an offensive lineman here. I know it's gonna be weird, but it's just because
Wow.
I'm not gonna say he was local, but he went to West Monroe High School. And
Wow.
he went to right. He played
My
right.
big
tackle,
wheel.
man.
Okay. No.
And I'm blinking on his name. I know the
What's
guy.
my road right tackle?
He played right tackle at West Monroe. I mean, is he on the prime football?
Whitworth.
You talking about Andrew Whitworth?
Yes, Andrew Whitworth, man. It's just
I was back in the
I think about Will Campbell. I was like, wow, that's
what I was
pretty
like,
high
oh,
praise.
He went to Neville High School. Will
Yeah,
Campbell,
he
I
did.
mean, he was good, but he was just so huge. Like, I'm a kid watching LSU football. He was just so huge. Like, he was just throwing people
He's
out the
still
way,
huge.
man. And we ran the ball all. He was just pushing people. They were like flipping. Like, I'm like, I will never forget him, man. And he went to a high school that was like 10 miles away from mine. And West Monroe High School is huge in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on my Mount Rushmore. I got one more spot. It's just so many, man.
It is. It's hard, ain't it?
It's so many. Do I want to go running back? I'm gonna go defense. I'm gonna go Patrick Peterson on defense.
Oh, okay. So y'all,
We
both of y'all had a mix of what mine is. Mine is Tyrann Mathieu Tyrann Mathieu's my favorite football player that I've ever seen. I don't even think anybody. The season that he had, the guy went to the Heisman ceremony, guys. I mean, his highlight video is one of the most LSU research videos of all time. So y'all know what it is.
quick before you move on, quick.
Yeah.
The year that he was in shackles on the year before they suspended him. Well, he got in a lot of trouble. He was supposed to be on his best behavior, man. And I remember going to a party. Yeah, you're right. I truly believe they do that.
John, you ain't
And
supposed
pay
to be
players
telling
way
them that's
back
what they
then,
doing.
man. Like they used to recruit kids from other schools to come to West Monroe. But I saw Tyrann Mathieu at a party, man, in VIP, having the grand old time. I'm like, I thought he was suspended. Like me, my own looking. And I have a LSU cap on, and I'm looked over. I'm like, I know that's not the honey badger right here beside me. I'm looking. And he like glanced at me, but I'm like, he's supposed to be on lockdown right now, man.
Yeah.
He was already suspended, but he's supposed to be like on parole type deal so he can come back. I'm like, he's out partying.
Yeah.
And like a couple weeks later, he came back. I'm like, man, this is the man right here. Like he can do what he wants. And he played anyway. But that was just a quick thing. Like I was so shocked.
Look,
this is the year he was in trouble.
Shout out my boy. Look,
That's how you know he's goated.
I named my first child after Matthew. My son's name is Matthew, and it's spelled that way too. Shout out to him. Like I said, the most amazing football player I've ever seen. So instinctual. Another funny thing, if you want to laugh, the year he got suspended, he did like this 2020 interview or like 60 minutes interview with somebody, and they were asking him about how he couldn't stop smoking weed. If you go and look at the interview, it's so hilarious because the guy's like, how could you not stop smoking weed, Tyrann? And he's just like, I was just smoking weed all day. It's so funny. It's so funny. He's got a new podcast too, by the way. That's doing really good. But yeah, Tyrann would be on my Mount Rushmore. Joe Burrow would be up there. I think that one's obvious. For me, I would have Patrick Peterson up there. Probably my second favorite LSU player of all time. And then Jamar Chase would probably be my other four. So we relatively all
both of y'all left out JD5. I feel like that's surprising.
I love Jayden.
Heisman.
You gotta leave somebody out. Look, nobody said Glenn. Nobody said Glenn Dorsey, who had a monster.
I said, it's so many, man. It's so much.
What about Billy Cannon? Nobody said Billy Cannon.
Nah, I ain't going with Billy. I didn't.
It's so much. There's so many players, man.
It is.
Glenn Dorsey was a beast.
Yeah, it's hard.
Sorry. One more question. Sorry, one more question, Cole. I'm so sorry. Do you guys think that out of all the wide receivers that we had, now pay attention to when I say this, do you think that Odell Beckham is the most impactful LSU wide receiver ever? Just like his
impactful in what way?
Just like everybody after him wanted to be Odell.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Basically.
So I don't think
Only
he's the
one man
best.
that
I
can
think
win that.
Jamar
Yeah.
and Justin have that title.
He's like the most influential.
Yeah. That's kind of more so most influential, possibly most influential offensive player I think for LSU. Because I mean now you got Joe and Jaden up there, but Odell, it's so many wide receivers after Odell that didn't even come to LSU that say Odell Beckham was their
Right.
favorite player. Because
Mhm.
that's interesting. But unfortunately, we talk about basketball now.
Real quick, as we wrap this up, just real quick, what's y'all opinion on what we should do? I put out a tweet last week saying I was like, I know this is going to be not the popular opinion. I think we keep McMahon just because I know LSU's made of money these days, but it gets to a certain point you can only cut the pie so many times, and I think it can't. Or to buy out McMahon and the assistants is a little over $10 million. And then to negotiate a contract and get out of Will Wade's NC State, it's $5 million. That's 15 there. We're not even talking assistant coaches. Now, not even talking what you would give Will Wade, which would be 7 figures. Then you got to think LSU ranked like towards the back of the pack in terms of money spent on NIL and basketball. I think they said between 8 and 10 million.
Yep.
So the top 7 was all 15 plus. So you'd have to imagine he's not going to come for $7 million NIL budget. You have to give him 15. So we're talking another $30 million. My thing is like, if you have some private, wealthy dudes from Louisiana that come in and be like, no, we 30 million, here you go. Fine. Okay. And then obviously, yeah, do it. I don't know how much of an appetite there's going to be for that when, we just spent so much money. So my thing is like, I think after next year, the buyouts for both of them go down. For McMahon goes down a bunch, and same for, I don't know how much you'd have to pay to talk to Will Wade next year, but be less.
Yeah.
I say just suck it up one more year. But a lot of people came at me like, that's terrible. We had Shaquille O'Neal back in the day. We can be good. And I believe we can be good, but I'm still in the mindset of a couple years ago where I'm like, oh man, I don't know how much money we got for everything.
Yeah.
We spent so much now. It's like, I don't want to overextend,
I'll go first, Dan, since I'm long-winded. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
It's 2 things, right, Cole? And I said the big word earlier, though, that you have to, with your position, my pushback is apathy. When does apathy set in with the basketball program? The ladies already do way better than the men as far as like selling out, all that kind of stuff. Do you remember the last men's basketball sellout? It was probably with Will Wade, honestly. So
it's been a long time.
If the fan base, if we go into another year with a coach that we know is a lame duck coach, how does that help recruiting? How does that help the fan base?
My thing with the recruiting is, though, in basketball, anytime you lose your coach, you lose every player on your team. So
I got you. But
that would be my pushback.
Yeah, I got you. My thing, I'll do this. And I saw this earlier, and I said I'm gonna snap this because I know you said we was gonna talk about basketball. So, you have to weigh the apathetic position of, does Matt McMahon drive the interest for LSU men's basketball just completely out of the window, and you start getting in the red? Because as much as we want to talk about funny stat for LSU fans, basketball and football are the only programs that are in the black that operate on campus. Everything else operates at a deficit. Women's basketball, baseball, they all operate at a deficit, which means at the end of the year, their books are in the red. Basketball and football are the ones in the black. So if that goes in the red, does that now become worth the risk? And I think this is only Will Wade. I don't think they get rid of him this week and hire anybody else right now. But I wanna bring something up that I took a snapshot of it earlier about Will Wade, and then you tell me if this is worth it. All right. So the highest win percentage in LSU men's basketball history, second best 5-year stretch in LSU history, SEC championship, 4 NCAA tourneys in 5 years, top 10 offenses, top 10 defenses, 7 straight tourney. He's currently on 7 straight tourney appearances with his 4th different team. Never had a losing season. Took McNeese to 2 NCAA tourneys, and all of this at the age of 44. Is all that worth? Because if we're gonna take names away, we're gonna take all the stuff that you said, we're going to take it away and just look at it in a vacuum. If I say that person can be your next LSU head coach, and you say, look, it's easy for us to say, I never even get into the whole money discussion because it ain't my dollars. LSU has got, we just saw how much money they got with the Brian Kelly thing. And I get it. You don't want to double dive again, but I think it's also beneficial with this transition with the new AD, new president. And guess where the president worked? McNeese. Guess who was at McNeese? Will Wade. There's a lot of people that have big dollar and big money. You all have heard this because y'all follow LSU just like I do. There's a lot of money people that want Will Wade to be the next head coach. Heck, we even found out that they were pushing Scott Woodward to go get him.
Year, yeah.
They were pushing Scott Woodward to go get him.
Well, no, if they've got guys behind the scenes that are like, hey, we got the money for this to go ahead. It just for me, it's like, no, I think they absolutely want it. It's just you have so much money committed to football. I think baseball really, I think it would surprise people how much little money they get. I think it would surprise a lot of the average LSU fan.
Most of what Jay gets is private. The NIL pot that they have for him.
The rev share ranks shockingly low in the SEC.
Yeah,
and the thing about LSU, it's so great because I mean we're good at like all of these sports, men's and women's, but it's you have a lot of mouths to feed. I just don't want to be in a position where like, okay, we're going to do this for basketball, but hey, gymnastics or women's basketball, we're gonna have to peel back a little bit. That's my only concern.
And that's the cost of winning, though. So I think you have to. It's the same risk we took.
I 100% get it. My thing would be, you could save like half of the money if you just waited one more year, and I think it'd be a cleaner exit for Will Wade because it's gonna be a mini Kiffin situation. Everyone's gonna be shitting on him. Like, here LSU goes again, stealing somebody's coach.
Not that we care, but anyway, though. But they didn't like him when he was at LSU. So
exactly. That's why they don't like him. They liked him when he was at VCU, but exactly.
Dickie V hated.
I just think it's something to think about.
I'm not gonna be long-winded with this. I actually watch a little men's basketball.
Sucks for you.
You ain't and I know, Cole, you were saying, do you wanna cut so many portions of the pie? But with McMahon, I say cut the pie a little more, please. We can save money after we get Will Wade back because I believe we might make a little more money.
That's what I was saying.
Come back in here because
it would definitely help.
You get to the tournament, you got more to pot if you get into the tournament. So
check me out, I see him on the side coaching, man. And this is all I think about. That's all I see. That's it.
Shout out K Dot
from the adjustments, from like the play calling, from the guys he even brought in. No disrespect to him, but you're looking at Arkansas. Even we could have beat Kentucky, but to lose like that, it kind of. I was done after we lost to Kentucky in that last shot. In the last
that was terrible.
I was done. I was already done, really, because he won a couple games early on. I'm like, give him a chance. But
they always fake it out in non-conference play.
Yeah.
And conference play came, and we just fall to the wayside. So I say, cut that pie a little. One of those big slices, cut it a little bit more. Call Will Wade, man. Call him.
Todd Graves. Where's your wallet, Todd Graves?
If he don't, it's okay if he don't want to come, but I'm pretty sure he will come back. I'm pretty sure he'll come back.
Yeah, he'll come back. His answer when they asked him about it was, "Is the job even open?" Come on now. We've seen Coach Verge.
You don't want to be.
Look, he did the non-denial. The non-denial is the worst. They won since day one. There you go, Sam Butte.
Yeah,
shout out K-Dot.
It's my second favorite rapper other than J. Cole. But look, bring him back, man. NC State is a great program. Will Wade is a better fit at LSU. I'm not going to the Lane Kiffin type thing, but
it's pretty close. It's pretty close. He had an energy in the fan base for basketball that we haven't seen probably since the Shaq days. Shaq and Chris Jackson.
Nas Reed. We had some players.
Nas Reed, Trenton
Watford. He knew how to get the guys. Yeah.
And when he left, man, oh my
God.
Does he have the excuse for injuries though? You lose your point guard, D-Dan Thomas. You lose Jalen Reed again.
It hurt, but there were guys they brought in that just didn't pan out. And I think even from a money perspective, they upped it for him this year
They
compared
did.
to years previously, and I think some of that money they just had bad evaluations.
Yep.
Well, let me pose you all this before we wrap this up. I know we think Will Wade would do it if all the financials and stuff work out. What if he says, you know what, NC State, I don't want to like take the heat of leaving. I just got here. They're going to give me a little more money now, whatever. Just say hypothetically, he tells us, you know what, I'm staying put for the time being. Would y'all fire McMahon and then try to get somebody else to say another year and then maybe next year would be?
Man, I'd rather beg Kim Mulkey to come over and coach the men with her none. She can't do. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that I love Kim Mulkey, but she don't develop the big man, the post position. She doesn't really develop that pretty good. But I'd rather have Kim Mulkey come across the hallway to the men's locker room and coach them up like the lady on what's the basketball movie with oh my God, not Above the Rim, Sunset Park. I'm blinking on the lady's name. You a movie guy. I forgot her name. Oh my God. She used to be married to Danny DeVito. I'd rather have Kim Mulkey. Look it up. It's a pretty good movie. Sunset Park.
Okay.
I'd rather have Kim Mulkey come over there and coach the men because I don't really see anybody. I mean, I would probably cold world.
We gotta turn this into a rap podcast.
Rap ranking. I have to do some more research, Cole. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't see.
It's hard because I don't see anyone else either. That's my thing. I think
that's what I was gonna say, Cole. I think things are so in favor of Will Wade. I think it's a Lane Kiffin.
Fan base is 70% of fan base has been clamoring for him since the day after we fired him. Like me included, I was pissed when we let him go. My thing is someone to succeed as LSU's basketball coach, you have to have a certain personality, like a big personality. Big man, I think he's a decent coach, but he doesn't have like that. Like who succeeded as a basketball coach at LSU recently? Will Wade and Kim Mulkey. They have two of the biggest personalities in college basketball. So it would have if you can't get Will Wade, for me, it would have to be someone like larger than life. I don't know, because the LSU basketball program is not like what football, baseball, and even to the extent like women's basketball, Louisiana will produce good women's high school basketball players. If you like, this is when I first became an LSU fan. I was like, oh, let me look at like who are the top prospects in state for basketball. It was really like three dudes, and the top guy was committed to like Boise State. It's like you did, for whatever reason. This is another weird thing we can go down another time. I don't understand how. I guess Louisiana is just such a football, baseball state that that's what everybody plays. Because it doesn't make sense how the high school ranks don't produce like 5-star athletes year in and year out. But you need a guy that's like going to draw in a lot of attention, really be able to recruit kids. So if Will Wade tells them no, I'm saying, hell, you're going to suck it up with McMahon for another year before you can figure something out, because I don't know.
I'm going to take the Cowboys way out. I just don't see Will Wade telling them no. I just don't. With the amount of stuff behind the scenes,
I don't think they would tell him no either. If they came to him like, we're going to give you a big contract and you're going to have 15 to 20 million to play with in the portal. Which, God, can you imagine if we pull that off and next year we got freaking Kim Mulkey, Lane Kiffin, Jay Johnson, and Will Wade. Yeah. Like, talk about a lineup of coaches. That'd be something.
And the reason why I think it gets done is because I think LSU is looking at the same thing and saying, man, if we can roll out with these 4 coaches and these 4 programs, our big 4 programs, we don't care how much money we spend.
And it's just going to piss me off more about the guy that we will not talk about from before, who had us all believing that, there ain't got money like that here.
He wasn't a fit. He was never a fit.
I mean, if we can get Will Wade and give him the money that he wants, I'm like, who has more money than us? It'd be like us, Texas Tech, Texas A&M,
come on, man.
And Oregon. That would be it for me. Like, we are finding money.
The group of villains name on the Justice League. Wasn't that Legion of Doom or something like that?
That would be the Legion of Doom.
Why not? Why not just have the Legion of Doom here? All coaches that everybody dislikes for some odd reason at LSU, while we making this money and making these wins, profit us. The recruits.
That's what I think they see. I think LSU under Verge Ausberry and President Roos is gonna be very, very brand centric. Like, they're going to be all about pushing LSU's brand to make as much dollars off those 3 letters as
Why
possible.
not, man?
That's why you see them being the first football team with the patch on the jerseys.
Why
Like
not?
they see the profitability of the program, and a coach like Will Wade that's already been there, that knows the ins and outs, that's got so many people that he's worked with before that are now at LSU. I just think the fit will be seamless. I think his personality fits. Look, he made me mad a lot of times when he was there for some coaching decisions and coaching blunders.
Yeah.
But basketball was at least watchable and exciting.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
fine.
had look, I was telling my dad, I said, I didn't even realize we won the SEC under him. We won the SEC championship in basketball under Will Wade. To now we got 3 wins or whatever it is in conference this year.
Man, we were beating the Tennessees and Kentuckies when
Yeah.
Will Wade was there. We were beating Calipari. Like we were doing it with Will Wade. I mean, we'll lose games we don't have no business losing when he was here too. But man, with the big games, you will get up for that. You know, you will have a good time watching it because we had a chance. Because we had the talent. Nas Reed, other prospects. We had
Cam
great
Thomas.
teams.
Yeah.
We had great teams.
Trenton Wofford. I mean, he put a lot of – that's what I think is appeasing from a fan point of view. I would agree with what you guys are saying. When he was at LSU, so I don't think he's like that great of like an in-game coach, but he got the guy. He has a lot of dudes that are like not just like in the NBA, but like they actually play consistently year over year. So, yeah, and I think he's also by far the best coach you have a reasonable chance of getting. Because like I said earlier, the LSU basketball program is not viewed like baseball, football, women's basketball. Like it's unfortunately on a lesser level than even a lot of the other schools in the SEC. So I guess y'all have convinced me. If he's willing to do it, I guess you have to do it.
I think, man, like I said, I think they weigh the options of if we're gonna lose money, right? We're gonna lose money winning. That's what I think the Lane Kiffin deal proves my point. The fact that what was everybody saying during the coach search in football? They're not gonna pay Brian Kelly out. We don't have $50 million to make him go away.
Yeah.
And LSU was like, wait a minute. You must don't know what we got in the cupboard.
Verge said, watch this.
Unlock the vault, pull out the stacks, and let's get him out of here. So I think for whatever reason, however it happened, the people you have making them decisions now are like, look, if it's gonna pay us off in the long run, we'll take the hit right now. Like we'll take the BK hit right now. We'll take the Matt McMahon hit right now. But if we go to the tournament 4 years in a row in basketball, that $15 million eating that you talk about, it'll be well worth it because you're gonna make it back. And that's what they did. That's what they did.
I can guarantee you that. Are they in the tournament this year? NC State?
They just lost to Texas last.
They just lost in the play-in game to get in.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Just perfect for us.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Let me check.
Get out of there, bro.
While we on
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Tell him, Cole. Call him. Tell him, Cole. Get out of there. NC State is not where is that for him.
Yeah, I'll DM him on Twitter. Don't worry, guys.
Appreciate that. Tell him something, bro. Like Wiley.
Say, please, can you take a little bit of a discount though?
And we got it, Cole. We got it.
If we got it, then screw it.
We're gonna give Jay Johnson some because he deserves it, man.
He needs it. I'm telling you, that's my thing. If you keep messing with him, and we're 2-3 years from now, and it's like we're still like 9th and 10th in the SEC and rev share, and all of a sudden you got A&M or some job cover, but I just don't want to see any possibility of him leaving.
I don't think so. Like if you heard it, like Jay was obsessive about the LSU job before he got the LSU job. I think he really, really loves the LSU job. That don't mean you treat him any kind of way or don't give him what he needs. But again, I just trust Verge. After the guy went and got the best coach after he told you he was going to get him, how can you not trust the administration? They're all lockstep. Look at the fiasco that we started with and how we ended up. I was
about to say, look how far we have come.
We still ended up with the best available head coach in football, and then we didn't blow the contract out of the water. I thought Lane would get 14, 15 a year. He didn't necessarily blow it out of the water like he could have because it was NIL on the back end. So maybe they say, okay, Wade, maybe we can't get you at 7 or 8. Maybe we can get you at 5.5, but we can give you 12 in NIL. Maybe they get him on one of them kind of deals. I don't know. But I do know, based on everything I'm hearing, they're absolutely obsessive about getting him back. If he's open, I just don't think he tells them no. They're going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Gave it a good hour 45. Straight ball talk. So
quick got to big 3.
Yeah,
man.
very quick.
Big
three-headed snake.
Threes
we'll
in
be
the
back.
chat.
Come on, man.
we'll be back. You can find these two, LSU Fan Dan and Gold Standard Pod on all platforms.
LSU Fan Dan 1 on TikTok. LSU Fan _Dan on Instagram. Man, hit me up, man.
Okay.
Please.
And look, I got one more thing to say for everybody in the comments, everybody's watching. We appreciate y'all watching. Support small content creators like us, because each one of us, all this content that we put out that's covering your favorite team, we doing it all by ourselves. We don't have teams, we don't have producers, editors, all that stuff. So we have to spend hours creating content to help you guys get through this off season, to help you talk about LSU news. So support LSU Fan Dan, support Purple Mafia, support Gold Standard Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok. YouTube's got a weird algorithm now to where if you don't comment on the video, it don't get pushed out. So make sure y'all run up the comments on this video. Make sure y'all follow all of us. Hopefully Cole can put it somewhere. We can get it to him. We can put it somewhere. Make sure y'all follow all of us. We'll be hopefully doing stuff for the football season where I know y'all love it, where we can get together, do game reactions. Maybe we can do a live game watch along, whatever it may be.
Is bright
but
for these three. I'm telling you, I got so many ideas for us, guys.
Yes, sir.
I really do.
Love it.
I really do.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Sam.
Booty, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it.
No, we appreciate everyone joining us in the chat. And yeah, we'll catch y'all next time.
Play neck, baby. Tell them I said play neck.